Welcome back to the Gun Dungeon, guys. Got something a little different for you today. This is the MantisX Titan X. This is a training handgun. And this thing is, they sent this over for me to review. When they first said they was going to send, I was like, I don't really know how useful that'll be. But this thing's actually pretty cool and pretty fun to play with. What I found myself doing is sitting in the living room shooting targets while I'm watching TV. So essentially what this does is this gives you dry fire training with feedback. So it's a Glock 17, this particular model is, and you're going to get a laser. See the little, you can see it light up here at the end. I can see the dot across the room here, and it's telling me where I'm hitting. But, you know, not just, yeah, you can do it without any type of target, any type of app or anything. Like I can come across the room, I can pull the trigger and line my sights up, and I can see where that dot is. I can kind of see what the dot's doing while I pull the trigger. You can adjust it, the sight. It's going to be where your laser actually hits. You adjust all that here. But anyways, like I was saying, you can use it by itself. It's fun enough as is. The trigger actually feels like a Glock trigger, pretty close to it, especially that you can, well, let's just walk through it together. Definitely physically, it feels like it's got the dingus, got kind of the come to a point face like a regular Glock trigger. So let's just walk through it. Take up, hit that squishy wall there. There's the brake, reset, brake, reset. It literally feels, it feels like a, it feels like a Glock, but it feels a little different. But it's enough to where you're going to get the muscle memory, you're going to get the same training response from it. But where this thing really starts to shine is when you download the app. And I believe there's some paperwork. I don't know, probably, I just had it in my hand. I know it did. Yeah. So it tells you all about it right here. And you can see when you download the app, you set your phone up here and aim it at these targets. These are smart targets. So you got your little QR codes here. The app picks up the target, and then you can train, you can shoot, you can get a score. It shows not only where your hits are, it holds them just like you was putting a hole in a target. So you get to see all of your shots before you click clear or whatever. But it also has a little line, and you'll see it. I'm gonna roll in footage here of me just sitting in my living room shooting the targets, watching TV, and you'll see there'll be a little, you'll see the bullet hole, and you'll see a little line. And what that is where while your trigger is pulled, how your muzzle moved. So it's actually giving you after trigger pull feedback if you're staying on target after you pull the trigger, which is something a lot of people don't even really think about, but it does affect how you shoot. So trigger control all the way through, and you get to see it on the target. Check it out. I'll roll the footage in now. Quit talking for a second.
H5. Hit. Hit. 15. 5. Hit. 5. Hit. 10. 18. 9. 20. 3. 16. Hit. 2. Hit. 6. 8. 20. 3. 5. Hit. Hit. 4. Hit.
So now let's talk about some of the features of the actual training weapon itself. Some pretty cool things here. You notice it has a magazine in it, and it comes with a spare mag. Now, why would a training pistol need to have a spare mag? Because these are weighted magazines. They actually feel like a full mag. It feels like a full loaded Glock 17 magazine. That's weight to it. But you can do your mag change drills with a spare mag. This is a full training setup, guys. This isn't just for sitting in the living room popping targets while you're watching Clint Eastwood movies like I do, but it's legit a full training setup here. So it also is optics ready. So you can take the plate off here, and you can put whatever optic you wish on there and train with it just like your carry gun. So you can set this up to replicate exactly how you carry, assuming you carry Glock 17. But this isn't the only option they have, so just letting that be known. It trains typical Type C USB charger. Plug it up right here. You can see this port here on the side. Plug it up, charge it, no big deal. Pretty simple setup here. Guys, it's pretty cool for what it is. I've never seen anything that was this intricate as far as training sitting in my living room. I've done live, or not live, hopefully not live fire practice in your living room. Lots of dry fire practice in my living room. Typically just sitting there playing, shooting people on the TV with a known empty gun. Just practicing trigger control, getting some dry fire time in. But this actually gives you feedback, and it's pretty cool. And like I said, you can do it anywhere in your house, set up your targets. So let's talk about some of the targets. I put some of my favorites here towards the front just so you can see. That one's dartboard. I think that's pretty neat. I like to play darts, and especially on like phone games. I play darts on my phone a lot, not in the house, but I like the whole dart scoring thing here. That's pretty cool. And then you've got your start stop board here, clear, close, start, stop, all that. You can just set that up with it, as you saw in the video I did. I think that one's pretty cool. I'm weird like that, so I like weird stuff. Don't judge me. And then you've got your hostage targets here. I like this one too. This is one of my favorites. And then I think having multiple areas to shoot is pretty cool. So I like the dots here. I like this style of shooting even whenever I'm doing actual live fire training. I like to shoot multiple targets on one target. And then you got your FBI qual. There's a couple of these in here too. You got a hostage 1 and a hostage 2. I couldn't tell any difference between them. Let me just find it real quick. Hostage 1. Well, they both say hostage 1. They're exactly the same. But you've got a couple, like, we'll just flip through some here that are multiples. So set those out of the way. There's the hostage again. IDPA, which is real similar to the IPSC. But like I said, you can have multiple targets set up at once. And they all have this control on them here. It's just a standard bullseye looking target. A couple of those. Like I said, there's multiples here on these packs. I like this one too. That one's pretty neat. Multiple targets. I like multiple targets, like I said. And then you got a couple of these. A little different style here. BT55S and then the B27s. But yeah, plenty of options to choose from here. And these are the smart targets. But like I said, you don't even need these if you don't want to. You can just put up whatever target you want. You can see the dot. You're not going to get near as much feedback than you would using the targets and the app. But man, this thing is just it's pretty cool. And it comes with a nice little carry case. You can put everything right in here. Nice nylon case, fairly stiff stuff here with the cutout foam. Got a spot for your spare mag. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I'll put a link to their stuff down below. Y'all go check that out. Let me know what you think about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Until next time, stay tuned.